I'm Madison Skeen and I did Lois Isnana.
So tell me about your job.
My present job is I am the Executive Director for Copal Beardy's Okamasas Child and Family Services. I also have volunteer work that I do, and that is what I think you are like what's today all about. I work with victims of violence, victims of crime within our community, within our province, and within Canada. I sit on a national board called the Canadian Resource Centre for Victims of Crime, which is based in Ottawa. And I also help victims of homicide with a group that's held in Regina on a monthly basis.
Okay. Why did you decide to work with women and children in crisis?
Oh, okay. That was my former job. I worked also as a child counselor at the Copal Haven Safe Shelter. I worked with children who and their moms, and then it became with their dads to work with them so that they know that violence isn't what we have to live in.
Okay. As you were growing up, who was your role model?
I've had many role models, and I would have to say my role models are my parents, my grandparents, aunts and uncles. My parents instilled hard work for me, and my grandparents helped me to find spirituality, and my aunts and uncles also are role models because they do things in other like they've gone on to pursue post-secondary education, and many of them are leaders within their own communities.
Okay. Where are you from?
Originally, I was from the Pasco First Nation, but in the late 90s, I married my husband, and now I'm from Standing Buffalo, Dakota Nation.
Okay. Why is love important to you?
Pardon me?
Why is love important to you?
Why is
Love.
love? Oh, love. Love is, it's what we need as human beings, in my opinion, to help us to become whole individuals. Yeah, it's in a nutshell, that would be.
Yeah. What are some challenges you have been through in your life?
I've been through many challenges, but as how it's related here today, in June of 2006, my husband was murdered in our community. I have 4 children, and I now have 3 grandchildren. But at the time, my children were still in. 3 of them were still in high school. One was just finishing up her grade 12, and the other 2 were just finishing up their grade 9 and 11 year. And so that had a profound effect on me, that my husband was murdered in our own community, and I'm a social worker. My jobs all reflect that. I received my education. The year before, in 2005, finished my Bachelor of Social Work degree from the University of Regina, and to heal, to get through the grief, to get through the loss that was so great in our hearts, I started to look around for help, and I found that in Saskatchewan there wasn't very much help. So in order for myself to heal, and of which I'm still healing from, I started to look and to try and help others who have unfortunately had a similar incident happen to them.
Okay. How does your family impact your decisions in life?
My family is my driving force. My children, my grandchildren now, are my driving force to help. I hope that they never have to experience another similar situation as the one we experienced that really tore up our family.
Yeah. How does love play a role in your day-to-day life?
Love plays a role every day. Without it, without knowing that we have love from our families, from even our friends and co-workers, people, we can't, part of us is missing. So without that, without love, we have to continuously show love, I feel. Whether it's a handshake, a simple hello, a simple smile, all those I think are forms of how we show love to one another.
Tell me about your cultural background.
I'm half Dakota and half Soto. And the Dakota side, my mom was Dakota, I have always embraced because it was what her family, they were very proud of who they were. And not to say that my dad's side wasn't, but they were proud in other ways. So I have embraced my Dakota culture with all that I can. Being as busy as I am, I've learned the spirituality of it. I'm learning the spirituality of it. So I partake in sweat lodge ceremonies, sun dances, feasts, other ceremonies. I think it's important that our children and grandchildren, they receive as much of those cultural teachings as they can. I have many elders who have guided me in my journey, and they're not necessarily Dakota or First Nation elders. Back in 2007, I had the opportunity to meet Arun Gandhi, who was Mahatma Gandhi's grandson, at a conference, and I was so saddened. It had been just less than a year that my husband died. I asked him, I went and met him, shook his hand, and he's elderly too, and I asked him, how do I get through this? I quickly told him my husband had been murdered, and how do I go through this? And he told me to be the change that I want to see in the world. Those are his words, of his grandfather's words. And so that has had a profound effect on me, how I conduct myself today. And he's not First Nation, but I embraced what he has told me, and every day I try and move a little bit further ahead. I know my late husband wouldn't want me to be stuck in grief, but to surround myself in love, and that's what I try and do.
That's all that I have for you today.
Okay.